Good afternoon, Southwest Arkansas. Welcome back to Southwest Arkansas weather here on Friday, October the 17th, 2025. Taking a quick look here at your severe weather update for this upcoming Saturday for tomorrow. And as you can see, we continue to have that slight risk, a level 2 out of 5 on the severe weather scale for all of Arkansas in general and the Arklatex region at this time. And we are going to go over each threat and take a look at timing and the data behind it and show you a little more with this. Overall, this severe weather threat is going to continue mainly to be a damaging wind threat, but we do have an isolated very low end tornado threat. You can see the green there is at 2 to 4% tornado risk, and that brown for most of Arkansas is at 5 to 9%. So on the lower side of things, there's still that potential for an isolated tornado or two. But the main threat with this looks to be damaging wind gusts as we go forward throughout Saturday. Like we said, though, gonna have to watch for that for that isolated tornado threat. By all means, not expecting anything outbreak level or anything of that nature. This is just one of your run-of-the-mill severe weather events, and we're going to watch it closely for tomorrow. And then as you take a look at the large hail outlook as well, I don't think it put in the large hail outlook, but I can tell you that is mainly across eastern western portions of Arkansas where that line first starts to fire off at, and then it decreases as you go further west. There could be some isolated instances of large hail, but the main threat continues to be damaging wind gusts at this time. Taking a look at most likely storm timing. We'll go over some data with this as well here in just a moment, but here's our current thoughts on timing. Remember, this could always be adjusted by an hour or two as we get closer. Things can change, and things will change as always. But right now, most likely storm time for that bright blue area for Mena, Mount Ida, Derricks, DeQueen, Nashville, Murfreesboro, Ashdown, Texarkana, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Further west and north you are, probably closer to 1 p.m. or maybe an hour earlier, around that range. Then in the dark blue color from about 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Yes, there is a little bit of overlap with this, but overall, this shouldn't last all night by any means. This will. You don't necessarily have to cancel your plans for tomorrow. Just keep an eye on the weather. Be prepared in case there is any new information or updates regarding the threats or anything of that nature. Real quickly, let's take a look at the Futurecast and talk about what the HRRR model is showing. This is actually brand new data coming in here, so I'm kind of taking a look at it for the first time as well. But this is Futurecast. Remember, it's not perfect, but it helps us get a general idea for what could be in store for tomorrow and for the rest of this evening and tomorrow as well. So as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon and evening, not a whole lot expected. Maybe, just maybe, an isolated shower over the northwestern portions of Arkansas or northern Arkansas in our coverage area, maybe. Maybe a small 10%, less than 10% chance of an isolated shower or two for the overnight for games tonight for high school football games. But overall, expecting dry conditions to continue to be likely there. Like I said, though, may have to watch for an isolated shower or two with that. We'll keep an eye on that. That's something new that's coming in on this recent run. But you'll begin to notice as we zoom out here, you can start to see storms tomorrow morning firing across northern Oklahoma, and you start to see as we go throughout the afternoon or throughout the morning, 11 a.m., you start to see the cluster and line of storms start to form, and this is going to start to push towards our area. Remember, let's take this model data, move it about an hour back or an hour forward or so. Just remember, it's not perfect, but it helps us get a general idea. So you can see by 1 p.m., this is showing storms beginning to form and moving into or near southwest Arkansas. And like I said, this can easily be adjusted where it could be more in southwest Arkansas by 1 p.m. or be like this. So just remember that. And you can see here by 2 p.m. you start to see more storms across the region and across the area. And here's 4 p.m. Once again, this is going to be mainly a damaging wind threat, but you kind of have that line, that squall line potentially, maybe some more just broken line there according to what the HRRR is wanting to show. But The main threat will continue to be damaging wind gusts, and then you do have to watch that isolated tornado potential as we go throughout tomorrow evening with rain in the back end of it. I know for the Razorback game, we'll have to keep a close eye on that. There's a possibility that it could get delayed some, depending on what happens with that. But as this moves through, as we go into Sunday, you're going to notice a big difference in temperatures with that cold front that comes through. Highs on Sunday will be in the lower 70s and overnight lows potentially in the upper 40s and lower 50s across your region there, or across Southwest Arkansas on your Sunday. So real quickly, one more thing I want to take a look at is showing you some behind the scenes on some of just the overall pattern, and talk about what we're seeing pattern-wise and why we're seeing some severe weather with this. And just starting off, you can kind of see here, this is your 500 millibar level heights. This is your upper, or pretty much your upper level pattern, and your jet stream and stuff of that nature. You see this where this kind of looks, where this rises up and upside down U, that is your ridge of high pressure. If you're wondering why it's been dry, sunny all week, that's been the case. We've been under the center of that ridge of high pressure, and that's led to downward motion. And when you have that downward motion, you don't get any rising moisture or anything of that, mainly, or most of the time anyways. And you pretty much see sunny and dry conditions through that. You'll notice back off over the Four Corners region, this is our setup. This is our system coming towards us. You see this U shape here, that is your trough. And with that trough, it is going to start to head towards our region as we go into this evening. And you'll see here, it'll move towards us. This is tomorrow afternoon as that storm system moves over us with that trough, leading to being one of the big factors for our severe weather tomorrow. Overall, though, this is going to be what's considered a, from the looks of it, maybe a neutral, positive shifted, or positively tilted trough. And usually with that, you still have some chances of severe weather if conditions are favorable, but it's not your bigger, by all means, your bigger chances, or more of your negatively tilted troughs. But I don't want to get too technical there. Pretty much what we're getting at is this overall severe weather threat, nothing out of the normal for us. Damaging winds will continue to be the main threat. We are watching the isolated tornado potential with that, but as that trough moves more towards the southeast, you can kind of see here it's more of that negatively tilted trough, kind of like this, instead of like this, or neutral, which is, like this. I don't want to get too technical there with the way all that works, but just a little extra information there. But looking at that, that's going to be one of our main driving factors with that tomorrow. And I do see that question asking about timing. Let's go back to that real quickly and talk about that. Timing for the Wilton area. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and we will get to them. Timing for the Wilton, Ashdown area, I'd say 1 p.m. to about 5, maybe 3 p.m.-ish at this time, for your general, for that line of storms to move through. But if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Always remember, this timing can be adjusted, and we'll have more information as always as we go through tomorrow morning. And as we head towards the event, we'll have our live nonstop severe weather coverage up on YouTube. We will have radar updates here on Facebook, and we will go live, break into that live coverage on YouTube and go live on Facebook for any storms that we feel the need to go live for and track that carry a significant threat with them. Once again, though, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll get to them. I do want to say big thanks, as always, to all of our sponsors for making this possible: Patterson's Credit Union, Southern Dumpster Rental, Landmark Insurance Agency, Palmer's Roofing, and J&S Auto Supply Bumper to Bumper.